people, I wanted to warn you guys about someone on Animal Jam. Now, I've been like playing Animal Jam again recently. Don't expect any AJ videos. But me and two other girls, one of them is 15, the other's 13. I am also 13. We were playing Animal Jam and we grouped up to talk to each other in Hangouts. And we were in a group chat and we showed our faces and listened to each other's voices, just so we know that we're not like 40-year-old men. And we met this other dude who was friends of Arctic here. And one of them was like, maybe we should like make a new group chat for Cherry to be in, and then one for just us three. We're like, okay. So this is where I joined the chat. And I'm like, oh, okay, here I am. And Arctic says, Cherry, are you actually a guy? Because Cherry, before that, was acting very, very shady on Animal Jam. He's like, oh, you have to guess my age. And he wouldn't, like, tell us. And then eventually he was like, oh, I'm 16. But, like, he was acting really, really shady. And he was like, yeah, LOL. She's like, are you actually, like, 15 or 17? I'm like, actually, are you sure you're 16? Like, are you sure about that? And this picture is, so, I was like, are you sure you're 16? He's like, I think. Arctic's like, you think? I'm like, what do you mean you think? How old are you actually, boy? And losing my mind, like, stop being an actual creep. Because he was being creepy. He was being really creepy. Arctic's like, when is your birthday year? Like, it's not that hard. What do you mean you think? And this one, so Arctic and the other group chat told us to leave the group chat with Cherry to see if she could get anything out of Cherry while it was just the two of them. And so we both left, and she's like, Cherry's like, why did they leave? She's like, because I asked them to. Now, like, this boy about to get, like, interviewed, interrogated. So Arctic's like, how do you not know your age? Cherry's like, oh, I do. And Arctic's just probably sighing, just like, what's your age? Cherry says, I'm 16. May 12th, 2002. He's like, okay. Cherry says, do you need a birth certificate? Arctic says, no. Cherry says, okay, so do you believe me? Like, why is your main focus, like, if she believes you or not? Like, I think that's kind of sketchy. And this one, she's like, I might believe you. He's like, oh, okay. Arctic's like, are you really a boy? Cherry says, yes. And Arctic says something kind of weird, but, you know, probably just being derpy. She's like, I need proof, so send a picture of your face and not the other end of your body. He's like, lol, I wouldn't do that. Then because we're in a call, me, Arctic, and losing my mind. We're in a call right now, and Arctic's sharing her screen. And in my head, I see that, and I'm like, okay, thank God. But he says, I can't send proof. And Arctic says, why? But I know why. I know why. Because he's actually 40, and he doesn't want to send a picture of his 40-year-old face, and everyone be like, oh, you're not 16, you're creepy. And I was already uncomfortable with him just being 16, because I'm 13. I'm a 13-year-old girl. This is apparently a 16-year-old boy. I'm already uncomfortable. But the fact that he's being so sketchy, it makes it even worse. But Cherry replies to that with, my laptop doesn't have a camera. Bull crap, your laptop does not have a camera. Every single computer that was not made before 2000 has a camera. Like, how? How? And she's like, well, okay, send a pic on your phone. Like, get the Hangouts app on your phone. He's like, okay, listen. Article's like, okay. And Cherry's like, I could, but I can't. I'm not making excuses. Bull crap, you're not making excuses. And why are you worried if you're making excuses or not, huh? Huh? But bull crap, this is complete horse crap. These are excuses. He's just being so like he's just avoiding every single thing that would prove that he's not a strange pedophile, you know? He's being so creepy. And he continued with, my dad gave me his broken 8 and he got the X. Then I woke up and the screen stopped working, like it has a bunch of lines on it and I can't see anything. First of all, what kind of 16-year-old just goes with a broken phone for God knows how long? Like, I don't like bratty, like, kids and teenagers, but seriously. How do you... Eric's just like, oh. Cherry says, you don't have to believe me, but it did. Eric's like, okay. My phone is crap anyway, but don't you got pictures of yourself on, like, Google Pics or something? I don't even know what that is. Like, even if it's not, like, on Google Pics or something, you have a photo of yourself. By the age of 16 years old, you have experienced 16 years of life. And it is currently 2018. There is no way that you do not have a single photo of yourself. Or at least a recent photo of yourself. There is no way. There is no way. And Arctic's just like, boy. And Cherry's confused. And Arctic's just like, you're 16 and you don't do crap on Google. He's like, I don't use Google like that. And Arctic's like, you use Google in the school, right? And Cherry says, would you believe me if you heard my voice? While I'm watching this go on, I'm like, yes, we would. Arctic's like, oh, okay, sure, hold on. Okay. And Arctic's like, okay, well, call me on here. And Cherry says, okay, 1 second. No, Cherry doesn't call. Arctic is the one that calls. And Cherry does not pick it up. It says, missed call from Arctic Wolf 42,937. Arctic, by the way, this whole big paragraph that Arctic just spammed Cherry with, that was like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of him just not responding at all. I can't remember if it said he had seen the I can't remember if it said that he had seen the messages or not. But she's like, are you there? Like, he wasn't responding for a good 5 to 10 minutes. And Arctic's just fed up with it. She's like, 1 sec, my butt. Like, 1 second? That was like 5 to 10 minutes. And Cherry says, I was doing something. And Arctic's like, okay. Which I don't believe. Because if he had like, okay, I'll call you 1 second. You don't just like go and do something that takes you like that long. Like, Cherry's like, one more second, I'm a bit nervous. And I understand that. Maybe you have anxiety or you have, like, social issues. But Arctic calls him again. And Hangouts calls, like, ring for a little bit. At least a minute. Missed call again. Again, Arctic was the one that had to call. And it was missed again. And Arctic's like, okay, just join the call and, like, mute it or something. And Cherry just says, I mean. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, I mean? Arctic's like, just join and mute it or something. Missed call again. And you can see there's, like, a whole minute gap. And he was just, like, lurking in the chat. And Arctic's like, yeah, just lurk. Cherry says, did you get that call? Arctic says, no. First of all, on Hangouts, you don't just, like, not get a call. If someone's calling you, it's really loud ringing. And you're like, oh, Jesus, why is this person calling me? And it's usually like, oh, I accidentally hit this button. But you don't just not get a call. You don't just not get a call. That's not what it does. I've never had that do it to me before. And Cherry says, this person on PS4 is telling me not to answer. Who cares? What do you mean? First of all, why did you tell this random stranger on PS4 that you're, like, calling someone on Hangouts? Like, why would you say that? Why is the conversation appropriate to say that? And why would they even care? And why are you trusting this stranger on your PlayStation 4? Like, what? And are just like, why did they say that? Missed call from Arctic. That whole paragraph. He was not responding that whole paragraph. By the way, this whole time, I'm like, add me in, add me back in the chat, Arctic, add me back in the chat right now, add me back in. I was, like, bugging her to add me back in. Like, a whole 4 to 5 minutes right here. 4 to 5 minutes. She's like, all I want to hear is your voice, and you trust some person on your game console, yet you're the one who offered to call. Like, yeah, I couldn't have said it better. We just want to hear your voice. But you're trusting this random person on your game console, and he was the one that offered to call. He's being so dodgy, so sketchy, so confusing. Finally, Arctic adds me back to the chat. And I'm ready to go off on him, because he was already, like, playing, like, funny tricks to us. And, like, haha, just giving you a hard time, and, like, joking around. I was already fed up with this boy. Or man, I don't know what he is. I don't know what they are. They might not even be a male. They could be, like, some intergalactic alien for all I know. And I'm like, "Aight, boy." I'm done with him. And I'm like, "Aight, boy, listen up. You about to get a lecture." And I actually physically laughed at this. Because all Cherry said was, and all lowercase, not even like, okay, AY, just, okay. What do you mean? Okay. Oh my god. So, I'm just going off on him. I'm like, you're lying. You're probably 45 years old. And you're saying someone on your PlayStation is saying not to do it. Like, do you think we're 7? Like, what can we do through a call? Like, decipher codes and find out where you live? Like, oh, and then she adds, losing my mind back to the chat. And she's going off on him too. We're just done. Arctic's the quiet one. Arctic does not go off on him, but me and Losing are fed up with him. We're done. We're done. Screw him. And I'm like, boy, you probably sit and play Xbox all day in your mom's basement. Like, you think you're smarter than us. We know. We can see through you like glass. Like, he's being so sketchy. So dodgy. He could just be, he's being really creepy. He's being a creep. He's being sketchy. He's being dodgy. He's avoiding every single thing that could prove that he's even a person. Like, oh my god. You think like, why don't you just like stand your ground? Oh wait, you don't have any. Like, good job. And I'm just enraged because he's wasted my time. He has betrayed me. I'm just done. I'm just like, now go carry your small, sorry little excuse for a penis somewhere before I chop it off and feed it to my dog. Like, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. Even my dog wouldn't want to eat it. Oh my god. And he's just laughing. Like, why are you laughing? Okay, maybe it got a little comical, but still, this person is so creepy. I've said that too many times. I need to stop being so repetitive. I'm sweating. But this isn't even the craziest part of the story. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm like, we're smarter than 4-year-olds, okay? And he's like, do you want a video call that bad? I'm like, but will you do it? Like, true. Losing just like, we just want proof that you're not like this weird pedophile. That's all we wanted. We just want like a picture or your voice or something to prove that you even exist. And you're probably like, maybe you guys shouldn't like disrespect this other person on the internet. But they're like, they have an 85% chance of being a pedophile. And if they are that, they deserve no respect from me or anyone. So don't tell me that I shouldn't be so disrespectful. Because this person shouldn't be so sketchy. And it kept like showing his icon. Which means that he's seen the messages. If you don't chat on Hangouts, when you see the icon at the bottom of the chat, it means that they've seen the messages. And I'm like, I see your icon. Reply. Do you even have ground to stand on? Or is your huge ego lifting you up too high? And Cherry's like, nothing, lol. What does that mean? What do you mean nothing? Okay. I'm like, who are you? How old are you really? He's like 16. I know he's lying. Because he's so sketchy and so dodgy. And I'm like, just take a selfie or something. Raven, come on. That's a dog. Say hi, Raven. But I'm just like, just take a selfie or something. If you have to have a recent picture of yourself. And losing like, or, you know, video call, that's also an option. They're just like, prove it. Prove who you are. Someone called again. I can't remember who it was, but I know it wasn't Cherry. I think it was Arctic again. Still trying to get him to answer a call. He still did not join the call. I'm just like, prove who you are. So, you know, very quickly, me and Losing has a conversation about something controversial. I didn't want to kind of put the screenshot in to make my friend look bad, but, you know, I don't want to keep anything out to look fake. So, sorry. Sorry, fam. But, Cherry said, so, should I leave? What do you mean, should you leave? And Losing my mind's like, no. Prove yourself. And I'm like, prove yourself or I'm exposing you. Because we met on Animal Jam, so I'm gonna say his username later in the video so you guys can report and block him because he's probably using his account to lure in little kids.
Hey, Ange, keep her in here for just a minute.
Okay. I've been keeping her. Yeah. So, like, he's like, exposing me for what? I'm like, for being super sketchy. Prove to us that you're not a 40-year-old pedophile. And he's like, so just because I don't video call makes me a pedophile? Makes sense. And I'm like, being super sketchy and acting dumb and refusing to show your face or voice does. And I say, this is your last chance. He says, my laptop doesn't have a camera. I'm like, bullcrap, use your phone. By the way, I didn't hear his bullcrap phone excuse. But he's like, don't believe me then, lol, I don't care. Or just let us hear your voice. You don't need a camera to record your voice in a call. He's like, it's broken. What is? Every computer has like a built-in mic. You don't need like this fancy like mic and headset. You just need, I'm like, bullcrap, call, but just talk. He says, it really is. And I'm like, I don't care about your face anymore. Call, but just talk. And it's like, just do it, Cherry. Like, come on. What, an hour of this? I can't even remember how long this went on. And Cherry just says, what do you mean? What do you mean, Just let us hear your voice. Cherry's like, did you see the call? Arctic's like, no. You don't just not get a Hangouts call. You don't just not see it. That never, ever, ever happens. By the way, crazy part's coming up. It's coming up. And I'm like, I smell bullcrap. You never called, did you? Join the call, because we were calling. And he just didn't join it. He's like, hold on. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get some food from my fridge if I can find anything. And I came back and I'm like, let me guess, he still hasn't joined? Arctic says no. And I'm like, he has 5 minutes. I'm done. I'm giving him a timer. He has 5 minutes. Arctic says, okay. Cherry says, I say, what do you mean? Arctic says, dude, have you call or not? All you have to do is say hi or something. I'm like, 2 more minutes. I'm already collecting screenshots. Cherry says, okay. I say, 1 minute. Cherry says, I honestly don't care. LOL, I'm playing Fortnite. Arctic says, funny, because you're the one who offered to call in the first place. And he was the first one that offered to call in the first place. He's like, well, I have a deep voice, so you guys are going to be like, oh, he's old. And I'm like, why are you only mentioning this now? Like, he could have told that to us half an hour ago. Why are you only mentioning this at this very moment? So I'm still collecting screenshots, and Cherry says, I thought my time was up. I had 5 minutes. He's like, maybe later. I'm gonna see some waterfalls. I'm going to see some waterfalls. Later, take screenshots or whatever. I'm just like, okay. And I come back after collecting screenshots, and I said, well, I didn't. I saw that he said, well, I thought I had 5 minutes. And I'm like, alright. I was busy taking screenshots, so sorry I was late to your little exile. I'll be showing your Animal Jam username and all these screenshots in a video on a channel with 327 subscribers. First of all, I'm not one to brag about how many subscribers I have, because I know I do not have that many. But I'm just ticked. And I said, and I report that you're using your Animal Jam account to lure little girls into your schemes to Animal Jam HQ. So sad to see that black short color go to waste. And then I left the chat. So, this is him. This is his Animal Jam username. This is his player card. His username is Coolumzo. He has like an 85% chance that he's using his Animal Jam account to lure little girls in the chat rooms. Like, so report him. There's not really a good section for probably using their Animal Jam account to do acts of pedophilia. So just report them for inappropriate behavior. Definitely block them. Definitely avoid talking to them whatsoever. That's their play card. But here comes the crazy part. So if you didn't know, AJHQ has a Facebook page where you can message them. And I explained the problem to them. I'm like, hi, I like to report a serious problem. I met some friends on Animal Jam, and we moved to talk to each other on Google Hangouts. We all confirmed that we were around the same age, 13 to 15, by calling and listening to each other's voices and showing our faces. Later, this player joined the party, but one of my friends got the instinct to put him in a different group chat than the one with our faces in it. When asked if he could show his face or at least record his voice, he acted very, very sketchy and made up excuses as to why he couldn't. It was obvious he was lying, and I have a feeling he might be using his Animal Jam account to prey on little kids. I can show you screenshots of conversations if you'd like. Then I sent them his player card. Here's where it's crazy. They said, hi, thank you for the report. What you just explained is not allowed. Getting a group to meet up outside of Animal Jam. Like, what? I just told you. So Animal Jam is in the news a lot for like, oh, maybe child predators are on this game to like get little kids. They're judged for that a lot. Because that is easily something that could easily happen in an online, very large children's game. But their main focus out of this is, hi, what you just explained is not allowed. What do you mean? Oh my god. And they said, if you are having a problem with someone on Google Hangouts, you need to contact them. If the Gemmer has done something in the game, then please report them in the game. They sent me a link on how to report someone in Animal Jam. So what they just told me is, it's not our problem. That's basically what they just told me. And I'm like, I was just worried if he had gotten any farther with any other kids, and I just meant to let you know so others can stay safe. And they said, the best way to report them would be in the game. It goes straight to the moderators. And I'm like, but there's no section that I feel would fit. And they said, inappropriate behavior would work. Remember though, this is for our game only. If they are inappropriate on another site, you need to report them there as well. I just said, stop. Let's just stop right now. Okay. And I just said, okay. So, they basically told me they're not worried about it. They're more worried that I got in a group to talk to some of my friends on a platform that does not have an insane chat filter that will block your message if you say hello. That's what they're more worried about. They also said, it's not our problem. So, apparently, there's a rumor in Animal Jam that's like, if you report someone on their player card, it says that people say that it doesn't actually do anything. Apparently that does do something, but contacting AJHQ directly does not. So, what we have learned today is that reporting does work, but if you talk to them directly, it does not. Be very careful who you talk to on the internet. And Animal Jam does not care about your safety. Goodbye!